Namaste, friends. Welcome back to another episode on Inner Transformation series. We have our Sangha members here, Sanjeevani ji, Manjiree ji, and Jayashree Iyer. We are so happy to have all of you here today. Welcome to
Every,
this episode.
yes, we
So
do.
much. Welcome. Welcome from us too.
Mm.
Thank you. Welcome to all the viewers as well. I'll give a short introduction about each one of them so that we know about them a little bit before they start sharing their beautiful experiences. Jayashree Iyer is a Reiki master since 12 years, certified PLR facilitator, candle magic master practitioner, inner child facilitator, and media professional for 22 years. Manjiri Gokhale, Dr. Manjiri Gokhale is a PhD in music. Her subject was in yoga for voice culturing. She's also been trained and certified in past life regression, family constellation, rebirthing breathwork. She's a Reiki healer and teacher, and also sound mantra healer and teacher. Sanjeevani Johari ji is a Post and management accountant, sorry about that. Disciple of
It's okay.
Osho since
It's okay.
1976. That's great. Member of Thane Lodge of Theosophy since 1998. And she has attended Family Constellation and Soul Coach training program through Quantum Life University. And she's also been trained and certified in past life regression and rebirthing breathwork through Soundwad Center for Music and Healing. Welcome to
Yes.
all three of you. We are so happy to have you once again and so looking forward to hearing all of your experiences. So we'll start with Sanjeevani ji. So
Yes.
Sanjeevani ji, can you please share how you got to know about the masters, Dr. Newton, Dr. Lakshmi, who have made this platform possible for all of us. We are
All
all
of us.
here together because of them. And how you got to know about this university, Quantum Life University. Can you please share your first experience?
Yes. Actually, my first experience about Dr. Newton, I would say, I had heard about him. I had not met him way back in the 90s. He had come over to Thane at Prem Nirmal's place. My father was a member of there, and through my father, I had heard about him. And of course, many accolades to him. And then I was wanting to meet him, but somehow it never happened. Then my sister, Dr. Manjiree, she did her first training sessions and workshops with Dr. Newton, and that's how I got a little more close to him. And actually, personally, I met him at PLRC 1 in Hyderabad there. So that was my first meeting, and it was just great. I mean, looking at him itself and Dr. Lakshmi, both of them, especially when both of them together on the stage, was, I mean, I can't express it in words. It was a very deep compassion and love I could feel they are emanating, and that is what really I decided that no, I have to do something with them. I have to learn so many things from them, be with them, try to be come as much as possible. But whenever possible, I have done it, but not always to my heart's content. But still, I plan to do more. Let's see how it works out.
That's
So that is how,
beautiful.
yeah.
Thank
So that
you.
is,
Thank you,
yeah.
Sanjeevani ji. That's how your first experience was. And
Of,
our hearts are never full. How much ever we
no.
meet them, how many ever courses we do with them, even if they are right in front of us all the time, they are just so amazing. I guess that's just how the masters are.
Ah, right. All masters are that way. And
That's beautiful.
everyone has, I think, similar experience with any enlightened people. All enlightened
Yeah.
people are the same. Just you
Yes.
be near them, that is more than sufficient. Actually, we call it learning and healing and all that. But
Mm.
just being with them, something changes in you. and it takes sometimes years together to understand what has changed. You don't even realize so many things have happened at a very deeper level. So that constant, that is why it is required constantly. And now fortunately, at least to technology, on YouTube, on Facebook, we can keep connecting though in a digital way, but definitely it helps a lot
Yeah.
in understanding.
Yes.
And the meditations which you keep posting, and through Dr. Newton, Dr. Lakshmi, that those have helped a lot, especially in these past 3 months when it was of
Wow.
utmost importance. So that was one way of connecting easily.
That's
I mean,
amazing.
with no excuses that I don't have time, I cannot come over, and all that.
So
So,
true.
so this was the
So
best
true.
time which we could put to
Yeah.
use.
And we are so glad and happy for all those who are making use of this time in
Yes,
such a beautiful way. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that the meditations have also helped. I hope
yes.
all the viewers are also making use of these beautiful meditations, guided meditations by Dr. Newton. So that's
Especially the
nice.
one connecting to the body, I like that the best.
Ah,
That was
yes.
really something you could feel the shift in you, when you
Yeah.
did that. It
Can you
was
share a little bit of your experience about it?
Yeah, actually, the day it was, put on air, I that day I couldn't do it. Next day I said no, today I must do it. And while sleep, generally I do meditation while sleeping. So I just put it on and I was listening and connecting to the body. Actually, basically, just his voice put me to a trance. So I cannot actually say what all happened, but many things happened. I was hearing, and simultaneously something was happening inside me. Like I felt totally refreshed, because especially with so much household work which we are doing, which I wasn't doing earlier, and I've been forced to do so many things suddenly. That is tiring me out, no doubt. But then
Yeah,
after
yeah.
that meditation, I felt it was very, very much refreshing. And in
Wow.
fact, like I was feeling fresh. I didn't feel like sleeping after the meditation. That was, I
That's
said no, so
beautiful.
I mustn't do it at night. I must do it during the daytime. Otherwise, I won't be able to sleep at night. I'm so refreshed after that meditation. Like the body is really charged up. Of course, mentally, emotionally also you felt much better. But physically, I felt the difference was much more similar to what we do in yoga nidra, what we feel that type. And especially the aches and pains, whatever was there, I was feeling some aches on my shoulder region and the knees. So those I felt really just vanished with that. I mean, that was actually what I could experience. And many
Oh,
things,
that's
like I said, which I cannot express
fun.
because many things settled down. I mean, even I don't know, so many things have settled down, small things. So that
Mhm.
was the best part of it. And I've been doing that off and on, though not every day, because I prefer to try out some different meditations. But of course, I've done that 2 3 times also again, and I'll keep doing it
That's
definitely.
amazing.
That is
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Thank you so much for sharing about it. It is so true, so helpful, this body dialogue, communication with
Yes,
the
body.
body. It has helped so many people, and it's so good to hear from you again. Thank you, Sanjeevani ji. And we would like to know Manjari ji's experience now about how Manjari ji, you have got to know about Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi and
Oh,
Quantum Life University for the first time.
yes, that was a bliss to know him and be connected to Dr. Newton. It was like actually the bliss showing. But that time I didn't know it, of course. I was in search of for doing some past life regression. Uh, I was crazy to know about my past lives, right from my childhood, but nobody allowed me to do so, and there were no therapists that time. So the first chance I got to know about Dr. Newton doing past life regression, and there was a workshop in April 2008. So I registered there. I didn't know, and because we know so many fake masters and all that, no, doing all this such things. So I was a bit skeptic about Dr. Newton that time. And then I asked few friends. They said, even we don't know, but you can try out. And I said, let me do regression therapy first. I don't know if he's a right person or no, but let me at least try out. And I went to him, and the first look of Dr. Newton means it was like I was mesmerized. And I said, my God,
Oh.
why I was so skeptic about this person? He's so compassionate, so his compassion was overflowing actually. And I lack compassion, okay? I always say I meet Dr. Newton to learn compassion from him. And he was overflowing with compassion, and I was saying, my God, such a bad person I am, and I doubted this person. And then that was my first regression session with Dr. Newton, 2 days workshop, and that was a great experience. So in the first workshop itself, I just trusted and did whatever was supposed to be done. Okay. And in the first workshop itself, I worked on my fears. I worked on my digestion problems. I had lot of fears, and I worked on a very core fear which I had. Uh, I won't say which fear because I don't want to talk about that fear now.
Oh.
Okay, but it was a very intense fear, and then I just said, I today I will dare to work on fears because being a follower
Oh.
of Osho always used to say you have to face fears. But I didn't dare to face fears. So I said, yes, with this compassionate person, I can dare to face fears.
Wow.
And then actually, I went and told Dr. Newton, I'm very afraid. I'm so afraid to face this fear that I feel that I can die. And Dr. Newton said, don't worry, I'm here. Just these two words. And I
Oh.
just went through those fears. And that day onwards, that fear was not there, which I was carrying since my
Amazing.
birth. I had those
Hmm.
fears. Like I used to perspire with those fears. My body used to perspire. I used to tremble with those fears. I didn't know. Okay. And that in one regression session, and in a way, because I teach people also, no? And then people say, I didn't come to know anything. I didn't see anything. Actually, that session was I didn't see anything. Actually, the thing saw, but I don't know what happened. Like Sanjeevani said rightly, I don't know what happened, but that day onwards, my fear went off. Until today, it
Amazing.
has not. And I checked out, okay, so many times that because of such and such thing, that fear comes up. Let me go there and check if I really have that fear. No, now that fear is
Hmm.
gone for. And in that same 2 days workshop, we did about illnesses, no? So I had a digestion problem, recurring digestion problem. Even that, uh, in one regression session, that problem went away. Just single session. And I was like, oh God, PLR can do such a miracle.
Ah.
I was pursuing to heal all these things all these years, and it has not happened with me anytime. And PLR is such a miraculous healing method, and doing it with Dr. Newton, it is like wow. And I think it was more than the regression. It was because of Dr. Newton it got healed. I don't know what his presence, and his presence heals. I feel it is a very strong presence, strong compassionate presence, and it heals like anything. And then I did in June immediately without a second thought. I attended that therapist training, and it was not for somebody. I was not intended. I was not. I didn't want to become a therapist. Okay, but it was for me to go through some healing sessions. I did the intensive. I used it as an intensive healing program. And can I speak about it a bit?
Yes, yes, please.
Yes. So I'm so happy that Harika and Jayashree, both of you were there in that therapist training program.
Yeah.
And I have always been since a child. Harika will resonate with me. A very timid person, not talking at all, l- love to be alone, don't like to go with people. I was a person of a similar thought, never conversed with anybody. And I went for that program with 28 members. I'm not talking with anybody, sitting alone and all that. And all the sessions were very wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Dr. Newton taught about being a therapist and all that. But I was in the mind, who will become a therapist? As far as I'm fine, I don't, I'm least bothered about the world, okay? And I don't know, something happened in the last session, okay? Last healing session. And it was like goosebumps to me. And we meet masters and some channeling, some messaging, some regression. It was a combination of all these things, and it happened to me in that last session. And I'm a Marathi person. hmm, master was Panduranga himself, but we conversed in English, okay? And he was like, I remember he was channeling messages for me through me, okay? And I was loud enough that I can hear my own voice. And
Mm.
I was going like my voice had become broad, like male voice. It had become. I'm wondering what has happened to my voice. And then that that time I didn't know it was Panduranga speaking, and I'm saying, who is speaking to me? I don't know. And I was more and more angry. Okay, and that masters told me, I'm warning you. Just a gist of it. Okay, I'm warning you. You have to interact with people and you have to teach people and you have to be a healer.
Wow.
You have to go with people and go interact with them. And then my mind was saying, who will come to me if I don't talk? No, they will not come to you. You have to go to them and you have to speak with them. You have to heal them. And it was like a shock to me. And I'm being a singer, and all time means music was my life that time. And then I said, he told me that was a warning given to me that time. If you don't do healing and if you don't become a healer, your music will be taken away from you. Mind
Mm.
you, mind you, and you know how harsh I can be. And I was like in a shock that time. And actually, it took me 6 months to digest this thought that I have to heal others. I have to speak with people. I was not ready at all. It took at least 6 months for me. And all of a sudden, I couldn't sing. So I knew masters were very serious about it. That I won't be able to sing unless I start healing. And like singing was my soul. And so I was like suffocating without singing. And then I started, that interaction started. And I think nowadays I over interact, I think. I've gone to this end of the pendulum, but it has happened, and in no time, I not only became a healer, I became a therapist, and then I started enjoying it. Took me a year or two so to settle in this field. Okay, but then I came to know, okay, this is my life purpose. So let me connect to it. But it was that session that changed, uh, took a, I will not say U-turn, but a different mode altogether in my life. That was a very, very much changing event that day which happened. And I've told to many people, and but I've not told in our Dr. Newton's group. First time I'm sharing with you. Well, I'm so happy
Wow.
to share this. It was a really great session.
Thank you
I
so
think
much for
Dipti
sharing.
Lalwani had taken that session for me.
Hmm.
She was scared to hear
Wow.
all this. She was very scared to hear all this voice, male voice, and all that.
Hmm.
It was the
Wow.
last day.
That's fantastic.
It was really
Fantastic.
great.
Yeah. I think for people like us who are very, very calm and but our purpose of life is demanding us to do things like this, we needed that, I
Yeah, we
suppose.
need that push. I think we need, that. And
That's
we
amazing, Manjari ji.
while
Yeah,
giving medicine to children, how we do, we just do this and give that
yeah.
medicine. No, similarly, I think we can say, "Masters did this to me. Your music will be taken away. You better wait for your music." And actually, my voice had gone. Okay, I was not able to sing
Oh.
for 4 5 months, and I said, "No,
Mm.
masters are serious about it. They want me to speak. Let me
Yeah,
start."
like a parent and child. It's
Yeah,
beautiful. It's
actually.
amazing. Thank you. Thank you
And,
so much, Manjari ji.
and first time
So,
I'm
Jay,
sharing.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
first time
thank
I'm sharing
you.
with everyone.
Thank you for sharing. Yes, so Jayashree, hi. Can you also please share your first experience with the masters? How did you get to know about them at all?
Okay, now as far as my journey goes, I learned Reiki first. So that was in 2006. And post that, I wanted to, in fact, my Reiki master, Nikita, she told me that I should be learning past life regression. She did not give me any names as to whom I have to learn it from or anything. And I went and picked up all the books of Brian Weiss. I Google those days. I don't know it was Google or not, but I think I asked people or whatever, and I picked up the 5 books of Brian Weiss, and I read all the books. And after that, I found the email ID and sent a mail to Dr. Brian Weiss asking him that I would like to kind of get a regression session done and how to go about it. And I received a mail from Dr. Brian Weiss that, Dr. Newton Kondaviti from Hyderabad, he is teaching and one should learn from him in India. So that was something, kind
Wow.
of, I think, started the journey for me. And then I contacted the numbers that were given to me by Dr. Brian Weiss. And then I contacted and I think I spoke to Sri Devi. And Sri Devi told me to contact Ambika ji. So I connected with Ambika in Delhi because those days I used to live in Delhi. And then she told me that next week Dr. Newton is coming to Delhi to take a workshop. That was in, I think, 12th Jan 2008. And he was coming to Delhi for a 2 days workshop. And that is how I enrolled myself for the workshop. And I attended it. It was just out of curiosity, nothing else. In fact, no such, I would say issues or anything which I had to heal, but it was more out of, what does reincarnation do and what are the issues that really come up to a person, and what is it that a person is seeking in life. And I enrolled for the course, and in during the course, I regressed for a very brief moment, wherein I saw myself as a female warrior and riding a horse. And for after the session got over, and even after I reached home, my right hand was paining completely for 4 hours. After that, the pain subsided on its own, and this happened on the first day itself. So I was intrigued by it, what is it? How come a pain, a physical pain, literally, you can't deny it because I've never had body aches or pains. So how come something like this, a physical pain can come up just by a regression session? And what is it that I saw, for riding a horse? I've never been on a horse or, with long blonde hair. And how could I connect with this female? Who is this warrior, with whom I'm connecting so deeply? And I was not I would say not convinced because it was something out of the blue. You're not prepared for it, in a session, in a group session to regress, and you don't even know what is a regression session. So again, the next day, again a regression happened, but I didn't regress or nothing happened. And then there was a next course which was happening of self mastery on the 19th of Jan 2008. So because this 2 day session was so beautiful, I went and enrolled for that also. And I did that workshop also with Dr. Newton. That opened, in fact, lots of doors, I would say, lots of inner doors, which I had never experienced something like that. One thing I would like to mention, it is like, always there on the top of my mind, my heart, that whenever the masters are around or the people of this group are around, smile automatically comes to my face. It is something I just can't control. My laughter, my happiness, my eyes literally light up and I feel very light within. It is not something I have to try. It is so natural. I basically laugh a lot, but the kind of lightness I feel in my heart, I can't explain. It's like, my eyes have a lot of tears also at times, but I feel light. I feel very happy just in the presence of the masters. That I would say. Dr. Newton's presence really moves me very deeply. It moves me. I have no words for it, but definitely there is something that happens to me within. Uh, I think it does to most of us. But this is like a sangha, we have met all of us, like, in all parts of India, which we can't even imagine, meeting. He has been a catalyst for all of us to come together, across India, whomever I have met, whomever I know. In fact, today my circle, if I go to see the kind of people I know, are all mostly through him. So it is like,
Wow.
I'm very thankful somewhere that I could meet like-minded people through him. Lot of people whom I can connect soulfully, very deeply, and there is no, kind of facade, or there is no mask, no hypocrisy, no showing off. Everything is so simple, so profound. I would say every experience, every meeting, every sharing that happens, everything has been so pure. I would say very pure. And then I got to know that there is this therapist training program, and I said, let me go for it. Why not? It's a 6 days program and it would be more of an outing. So I just decided and I enrolled for that also. After I enrolled for it, and in fact, Dr. Lakshmi spoke about vegetarianism, about, she told that we all have to turn vegetarians and, non-vegetarian is not good and all. I am born in a Tambram family. So for 21 years, I have not even eaten, hardly onion and garlic. Garlic also I've never eaten in my birth family. And then for 17 years, I have been eating non-vegetarian food from 22 to, from 21, 22 to 38 years of age. I was eating continuously non-vegetarian food, so much of non-veg food, all kinds of non-veg food. And I literally relished. I have lived in the Middle East, so there also I used to eat, good amount of non-veg, and I used to brag about it. I can eat this food and that food and all. And when Dr. Lakshmi was talking about, all the kinds of harm that happens through non-vegetarian food, I defied. I said, this is all, anything they teach. And I came back at the airport after the therapist training program. I had non-vegetarian food. I ordered. And after that, after almost a month in Delhi, I went to a restaurant with my husband and we ordered non-veg food. And first time in my life, I could feel compassion. I cried so much. I cried and I felt the pain of the animals, and the birds or whatever that could have been, ordered that day. I think we ordered chicken, and I was like, why do I have to eat this to survive? Do I really need to eat this? And somewhere the connection happened between that talk which Dr. Lakshmi had given on the last day, I think, if you remember, Harika,
Yeah.
about
Yes.
vegetarian food. And something very deeply moved. And I just dropped. I said, I don't wish to eat. We went back home, and My husband thought that maybe, this is just a passing phase. Again, I will come back to non-vegetarian, because it's so easy, to kind of go back to
Yes,
your
yes.
samskars which you have, cultivated for
Mm.
17 years as an adult. But after
Yeah.
that, I have never touched non-vegetarian food. In fact, I completely resonate with the pain that animals go through. And, I have been a vegetarian, non-vegetarian, and then turned into vegetarian. So that is something which, Osho always says, that not eating non-vegetarian at all, you will not be as compassionate. But when you drop something, it is something different, that energy is something different. So that
Mm.
is what happened to me, in fact. The
Wow.
journey, that we are eternal, that experience has come through past life regression very deeply, because I have managed to see 18 births of mine till now. And every birth I could, resonate, lot of layers, lot of missing links have been found, and lot of connections I have been able to make in this present life. How, I have kind of evolved over the years, and how it has brought me to where I am. So the we have, heard in Bhagavad Gita that we are, souls and we are eternal. Hearing is something else, experiencing it is something else. So I think that is what I'm very grateful to the doctors, because they have, made me experience this. And most importantly, happiness. I just feel so happy in their presence. I have no words, in fact, no words. This time also, for the soul coach training program, when I met them, I told them that only, looking at you, I feel joy. And then when I touch your feet, tears flow. I'm not able to control. And they understand it. I think that is the beauty, about them. They both understand it very deeply. They connect with each of their students very well. And they help us, wherever we are kind of stuck, I would say. Very beautifully they help. And the two words that Dr. Newton uses, wow and wonderful. So I always tell him that you have to give me the answer correctly. Don't say wow and wonderful. And he does answers, because he understands that I don't like to hear just wow and wonderful. I need a detailed explanation. So it's
Yeah.
really been wonderful. The journey, in fact, meeting so many people, so many workshops I have attended, everything has been so beautiful. The whole, unfolding, I would say,
That's
been beautiful for
beautiful.
me.
Wow. All of you have summarized literally what all we have gained from the masters and from QLU, mainly the Sangha and the joy and gaining
Yeah,
ourselves back.
I can't
And
stop laughing.
that's
It's like I have
beautiful.
not met her after 2008. I have not met her, and see, looking at her itself, I'm smiling, all smiles. A sense of
So,
knowingness
yeah,
that, this
yeah,
family belongs to me somewhere.
yeah. That is so true. We find a soul family whenever we attend one of the programs at QLU. It's sir and
Yes,
ma'am being our parents, our guardians, our angels, and everyone else just are connected for life. We can never
yes.
forget them and their
No,
presence in our lives. Thank you for sharing. So amazing how each one of us have connected to them in our own ways, our own unique ways, isn't it? So beautiful. And sharing your past life experiences, it's so beautiful, so profound, how much of an impact it has on our lives. Manjari ji's experience and your experience, Jayashree, and Sanjeevani ji's experience, it's so beautiful. And we can really understand how profound impact it has on our lives, and it touches us for life. We can never forget it at all because we have experienced it. It's not just listening to something. Initially, when somebody hears about past life regression, they think, oh, it's just a digression. It's like, wow, curiosity. Let's watch a movie, things like that. But when we actually go through the experience, we realize that it is more than that. It is even more beautiful than watching a movie. Though it may not be like watching a movie. It may not be like you're in a theater and it's all crystal clear, but the experience, you can feel it in every cell of your body. That's what you guys have reminded us of.
I have
Yes.
really watched a movie.
Wow, then you are a true visual person then.
Yes,
I'm a
very much.
kinesthetic, so I could not, but I know that I have felt something. So that's beautiful to know. Can you also share some more of your experiences, Jayashree, from any
Yes,
of
I,
the programs?
I have experienced myself as a washerwoman for two births, consecutive births. I have been a washerwoman, and how I had the knack of, I experienced this in money and spirituality workshop, and that is the time I realized that I connect clothes with money. It was a very profound experience because I have this understanding that I
Wow.
will not allow. I started washing my own clothes at the age of 13. I wouldn't allow
Hmm.
anybody to touch my clothes,
Hmm.
and that practice is still on. Okay, so I generally wash my clothes, dry my clothes, fold my clothes. So that's a process that I follow. And if somebody else kind of if they are drying and the rain comes, and any of the family member goes and picks up the clothes, I get upset about it. So generally I make sure if it is going to rain, and I will dry the clothes inside only, and all those issues are there. So earlier I never understood what was it, why is it that it is so therapeutic for me to wash clothes. And in that I experienced myself as a washerwoman in two births. And in the first birth, I had a very special way of washing clothes. And I used to wash clothes of all the royal family people. And I wouldn't share my the I think the secret of how I used to wash the clothes and dry them and keep them so well. Nobody knew it in my community. And I was very egoistic that I'm the only one washing the clothes, of the royal family. And I pass away. I'm supposed to share my, secret with everybody, so that if I go off, at least the tradition of washing good in a clothes in a good way continues. But I did not share it, and I again get born as a washerwoman, and this time I share that with people. So it was a complete contrast of that lifetime and the other next lifetime, and how I connected my washing clothes with money, how money was such an important aspect as much as clothes for me. And then I could connect the two, how deeply it is. Even in this birth, I don't give importance to money as much as I used to give importance to clothes. Now, in fact, it has decreased a lot, the clothes part, but it is still there.
Hmm.
A streak is still there. I will not say it is completely gone, but yes, it is there in terms of clothes folding and washing and all. It is there, and it is very
That's
therapeutic. Like
great.
if people are tired after a trip, they generally are not wanting to wash all the clothes at one go. When you come
Hmm.
back from a trip of 10 days or 20
Yeah.
days, so many clothes, and you are not ready to wash them. But I am one person who loves to wash the clothes as soon as I come back home. And I'm like, wow,
Wow.
so many clothes to wash. And it is a dhobi ghat in my house, and then every cloth has to be well kept and all. And I don't like to iron all my clothes. That is another aspect of me. So I have to fold it so well that it looks ironed. So these are
Hmm.
certain things which I experienced, and in that he also, Dr. Newton, took us into a journey of connecting with the goddess within, the abundance goddess within, and I could see myself as goddess Mahalakshmi in that, during that. And that is when I
Hmm.
realized everything is within us. We don't need to look out for abundance outside. So I
That's
connected
such
with
a
my abundance
profound.
very beautifully in that.
Hmm. That's so beautiful. That's a very profound message. I'm
Yes.
sure all of us would have thought, what do I connect money with? While you were sharing, everyone must have had the thought, no? And it is so helpful. We will now at least cross-check within ourselves and find out what it is about and where it has come from. And it is possible to come out of it.
Easily, yes, it is possible because now when I'm washing clothes, that clingingness is not there. It has reduced quite a bit. I would say
Yeah.
90% it has reduced.
And in fact, as you shared, it has become more therapeutic. That is so beautiful. ऐसे होगा तो so many things will get done. We will be able to do so much of our household chores very happily
Yes,
if it's therapeutic.
yes.
What a bonus.
Yeah, everybody at home says Jayashree loves to wash clothes. So I ask also people
Wow,
that any clothes have to be washed, give it to me. I'm like that.
that's wonderful,
I'm very
Jayashree.
happy
Thank
with
you
my
so much.
clothes.
Hmm.
So I have been a washerwoman. Then I have been my father's grandfather. That was a very profound, that happened in Radiant Relationship workshop when I saw myself as my father's grandfather. And that was one event wherein, my father was around 5 years or 6 years old and he was sitting with his grandfather. Now, he has never spoken about this incident to me, and I could see myself as his grandfather, very dark and light eyes and sitting on a swing, traditional South Indian family, and sitting on a swing and wearing a white dhoti, white angavastram, and, he's telling some. Basically, it was me who is telling something to my father, and my father was very scared of his grandfather. That's me. So always, daddy always respected me a lot. And when I could, relate to this connection, I realized why, from where that respect for from his side came towards me. And
Wow.
I could cross with him that you were ever sitting like this, I was sitting on you were sitting, below, and your grandfather was sitting on a swing and talking to you. And what he spoke that I didn't remember, but this incident, this whole picture, it came to me and I could ask my father and he said, yes, it was one of an incident where it had happened. So the cross
Beautiful.
checking happened and I could connect everything very well.
Hmm. That's the best part, that you get a confirmation and you could relate everything that is happening to that incident that you have seen. So our mind all obviously becomes very calm and doesn't question anymore. Lets us
And
experience whatever we
you
are
get proof.
experiencing.
It is a first hand proof that your father is telling you, yes.
Yeah,
So you don't look out for more proof, like it is not through Google or it is not through, it is directly first hand information.
yes. That's even more of a validation. That's beautiful.
Like similar experience I had in the in utero experience, where
Hmm.
everybody had, we were, in PLR therapist training program, we were made to go through the in utero process, and I could
Yeah.
see myself born, and I could see what kind of sari my mother was wearing, where the window was in the room, everything, and I could cross check with my mother. So everything was
Wow.
crystal clear. Okay, yes, this is what it was.
Yeah. Yes, yes, I remember we were there in the same batch, and yes, I remember you being very excited and sharing that, yes, I have cross-checked. This is what it was. I think even the color of her sari you could find out,
Yes,
right? Color
that
and
yellow
pattern.
and
Huh,
Kashmiri
yellow.
sari, I
I
could.
was about to say yellow, and then I thought maybe I'm wrong. That's amazing, amazing. Because all of
So
us were so amazed in that session. We were like, wow, she could actually cross check. Let me also call my mom. Everyone picked phones. It's beautiful. Thank you.
I have
Thank you,
been very
Jayashree.
happy. So
Yeah.
many birds I could cross check, so many birds. So I'm
Hmm.
happy about it, very happy. That
That's
lot of
beautiful.
checking and lot of confirmations and lot of healing has happened, lots of it.
Hmm. Thank you so much
Lot
for
of my
sharing.
patterns have evolved. Lot of my habits have become better. Means they have. I have dropped many bad habits or old patterns of mine which were kind of holding me back.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And so I would like to ask Sanjeevani ji now to share some more of her experiences, maybe about the family constellation that you have attended, Sanjeevani ji. Can you just share a few experiences
Yes,
with us?
actually, just now when Jayasree was sharing, same thing even I was recollecting regarding radiant relationships and the family constellation workshop which we had, the residential one. So that really had a totally transformational, it was a total transformation for me, especially regarding relations and understanding them. And first time, I mean, though like we have read a lot about it, first time I understood that every relation has so many angles to it, and you can heal these relations, and even the good relations can be much better. That was also one good thing which I understood. And you can always improve on a relation. That is also possible. And especially in the family constellation workshop, like main thing which had an impact on me, like you can heal and connect to your ancestors, you know and how to go about it. That was the best part, actually, I would say. Because when a person is right in front of you, at least through talk or through some other way, you can improve on the relation. But what about those who have passed away, and where we carry some guilt, or other negative emotions for them, or even the positive where we have not expressed those emotions? So how to go about it? So that helped a lot, definitely. And many things I could understand, and many things I realized which I had not thought about my family, like even the first family, my birth family, my in-laws. And then I understood that entire, it was like a map, like how I'm moving from this person to that person, and amongst the families, and how we are interacting, and how it is affecting me and every other member simultaneously. So as a group we are moving together. Maybe some are left behind, some are moving much far ahead, but whatever it is together that something is happening. It is not in isolation. So that was a big thing which I understood in family constellation. I mean, though, like I had read about it as a concept, but like you said, na, understanding and experiencing that part, that made the difference. Like we have read, and fortunately for Manjiri and myself, right from childhood, we have been reading and doing some practical things on a small scale at home. We have been doing many things, but then with so many people around and the group energy which works, and especially the FC, whenever it is a residential program, I feel things just change totally. Like even for Soul Coach, what we experience, being a residential program, the Radiant Relationship Today program, we went there, attended, came back home. So again, once once we are out of there, we just switch off, partially at least, though not totally. So things happen differently. The healing happens at a different level. But when we are staying together for whatever period, 6 days, 10 days, it makes great changes, and great transformations happen at the inner level. And like I said, first I attended PLRC. That time it was Life Research Academy. And then the workshops which I attended were with QLU. So I think that Q part has made a difference. And really at the quantum level, changes are happening. So,
Wow.
so I could feel that from LRA to QLU, the experience itself has changed, you know, and many things are happening. And so deep experiences you're getting, and especially like in the FC also and at the SCTP also, both places. What I liked, the best part was like more than the actual FC, I enjoyed the processes more, because processes so many small things which we need to just tie up. Na? Many small loose ends are there. In an FC, okay, one particular issue is maybe handled, but in processes, many things happen simultaneously. Many loose ends just are, or many entanglements, small entanglements, which you don't even realize many a times that there, this is an in me, entanglement, and it is creating a problem that also you don't realize. But after doing the process, are ha, ye bhi hai. Oh, so that was the best thing which happened. So like these
Yeah.
small processes make together, all the processes, they make a very great change. That is what I feel. And in the FC, one, the I would say the best takeaway which I enjoyed and I keep on enjoying is the morphogenetic field. I said, oh, you have to just dip into the collective consciousness, and you should know the technique to dip into that, and get your answers. So that was the best part, I think. And because it is useful anywhere, anytime, that is why I liked it more. Like other processes are also there, but there you need other people. You may not have so many, you may not be able to share, they may not be open to work with you. So many things are there. But this morphogenetic field is easy. You have to just sit in your own place, just look around, and you get the answer. You don't have to bother about other people. So that's why I really like that. And I said, this is the way, to do it. So that
Yeah,
was,
it's like magic.
it is magic. It is magic, definitely. And Soul Coach 10 days, so it was the best part which happened. It was really, and fortunately, since there was no network there, or very rarely we could get a network, I would say, that was the best thing. We had to be totally present. There was no choice given to us to disconnect or move our
Yeah.
thoughts
Now,
outside.
so we have made sure we take all the phones and return to them only out on the landscape. No chance of network there or not there.
So in a way, that proved to be a blessing that we didn't have
Yeah.
network. And but of course, in that 10 days, both, I mean 10 plus 10, 20 days, both the times, and which I'm experiencing right now, what the Shramadan which we did there was great. Every day I think, Arey, there we enjoyed all that, and now why I'm getting tired doing all these things.
So true. Everyone says the same thing.
Same
Even
thing.
yeah, why is it that over there it was so
So
energetic after
energetic, yeah, really.
it's
We
not.
was fresh, refreshed after the Shramadan. And here, array, I have to do this. I'm just a simple sweeping, mopping also, but it drains you out. Whatever you, and like hats off to Jayasree for washing so many clothes. I'm the last person to do that. I would never do that. Whenever we meet, I'll give you my clothes also. Don't worry. You can do that. I don't mind
So
washing the
amazing.
vessels. Vessels I enjoy washing, but not the clothes. I don't know. That may be again some issue with me. I'll have to check now. Now that you've brought it up, I need to check on that. The type of work which we like, that's what I just saw when Jayasree was talking. That is what I was thinking. The type of work which we like or we are more interested in doing compared to another thing. Like even at the Soul Coach Ramadan, I always wanted, I should be able to do this, not that. We have a not that. So why not that? So there must be something, some hitch somewhere why I don't want to do a particular thing and why I enjoy doing a particular thing. And there at again in that Ramadan, I would say the working at the Goshala was something out of the blue. I mean, I had never imagined I would be doing some things at my maternal grandparents' village. There we had Goshala, small Goshala, but I had, well, because there were servants there. we didn't have to do much work, like, there. We just went and saw around. And for I mean, I didn't have strong this thing inclination to touch animals. I mean, it's not that I'm afraid to touch, but I don't enjoy the touch also. But there I found I got over that. And one day in the I could work for with Nita. I could work with the dogs also, so that was again something which made a shift in me, that I can lovingly touch animals. Earlier I used to touch, but not out with love. It was okay. I'm not scared. I don't mind touching. They're sitting next to me also. I'm not bothered about that. But I wouldn't go out of the way and touch them. But here, first time I found myself, oh, I can easily do it. There's nothing wrong. And I enjoyed doing it also. So that was one change which I found within me, which happened during the
Beautiful.
Shramadan. Yeah. So that Shramadan has really given a different perspective to like regular work also, and regular way of interacting with people also. Like whatever the work, you can always enjoy that. Whether it is,
Mm.
it's not that only it has to be some happy picnic, like where you enjoy with others. Like even Ramadan you can enjoy if you're in that
Yeah.
mode. That mode you have to click on that mode here. I mean, you have to, that switch you have to start operating. Okay, everything
Yes.
is okay, everything is going to be happiness around, whatever you do,
Yes.
you can enjoy that. So that is
Yeah.
definitely, that is, that has helped a lot, I feel. That
I
Shamadan
think
has,
our masters are trying to imbibe in us that everything is spiritual. Every act that you do, every work that you do,
there's
it is
nothing, yeah.
spiritual. Even if it is cleaning the toilets or
Yes, yes,
meditating, it is like
whatever it,
meditation only.
meditation, yeah.
So that's a beautiful fact we
So
realize when we do the Seva Yogam
same,
during
yes,
Soul Coach
definitely,
program
yeah.
and
And the
Maitre
soul
Buddha
coach,
program. Yeah.
one more thing, that especially the premises, like the entire, of course, university itself, whenever the moment you enter there itself, you feel a change of vibes around you. But for me, the best part which I like is, of course, the pyramid which is there, which you are there right now. I can feel that.
Yeah.
So that was the thing. And like, that uh, urge early in the morning, "Arey, I must go and sit in the pyramid." Whatever happens there, I may or may not understand, whatever it is, but just sitting in the pyramid is going to make a difference. And experiencing in that, because like again pyramid energy works, yeah, but I hadn't experienced it that extensively. So here, having stayed there, I could really experience that a different energy there in the pyramid. So that was really a very nice thing which happened. And of course the best part was Saraswati Lake. There's nothing to beat that, I feel. Just sitting across there, that was, I mean, there was nothing else you could do. It was so calm, beautiful, quiet, happiness, everything at the same time. Like, I really didn't feel like moving from there, though we went for a short time. But then it was difficult coming out of there, actually. That was the main thing which I felt. That lake,
Yeah,
for me, each one might have a different place in that
of
premises.
course.
But for me, that Saraswati Lake was the best part which happened. Though it was strenuous for me with my chappals all going in the muck there and couldn't walk properly. But even then, I enjoyed that journey to the
Wow.
lake and back. So that
Thank
was
you so much,
really great,
Sanjeevani.
really great. Yes.
You really showed all the places, like almost you've taken a tour. You've
Yeah.
taken us on a tour to QLU. It's beautiful. Now, all those people who haven't been to QLU might be wondering, oh, what
Wondering
is
what
that?
is
How is that
it?
going to be? And now is the time we can all make them feel more and more curious.
Yes.
After the lockdown, everyone can just come
Just come in.
here, visit the place. We have Dr. Newton, Dr. Lakshmi with us anyway for another program called Maitre Buddha program. This is
Yeah.
like advanced program after Soul Coach to uh, teach them other things like initially it was Buddha's wisdom, and then it was Krishna's wisdom from Bhagavad Gita. Now it is Upanishads. So that is there. So many people come from so many different
Around, yeah.
places.
Yeah,
Ah,
we met some of them on the last day of
mm.
SCTP that
Yes,
come,
yes.
and like even we were wondering, they came all the way just so that means definitely they have to gain something. They must have been gaining much
Yes.
out of it, because just for 1 day visit also they've come over to stay, and next day they're just after the
Mm.
program they are planning to go back, and the
Yeah.
week starts, so they are immediately going to go off to their work or whatever things they're doing. But in spite of that, they've made it a point to come there. So definitely it has to be something which they are
Mm.
experiencing. And since I was staying at the dormitory and they were staying there,
Ah,
so you could feel them, like, array,
yes.
suddenly they came, there was like I could and feel a shift in the energy, something more
Yeah.
added to that energy. Like, so that
It's
was
such
one.
a privilege that we have the masters available every month, and how can we not use that
Not used.
opportunity, make a
No, but
great use
there
of
are
it
many like
to
me
be in
who
their
just think.
presence.
No, there are many like me. Just we plan to go, but I've never come there. And those are the
No.
people who actually made it happen. So that is why I felt this is the way actually it should be done.
You are also inspiring people in your own way. That's why we are all here online to see you and hear your experiences. And we're so happy that you've come. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for sharing all those beautiful experiences from Soul Coach program and how each and every activity makes such a
So it
deep
difference.
impact. Yeah, big difference. It's beautiful. And we will also get back to you to know more about PLRC, Sanjeevani ji.
Yes.
So we will listen to Manjri ji's experiences now. Manjri ji, can you also share a little bit about the Soul Coach program and any other
Yes,
program that you would like to?
I think I would like to continue with the
Mm,
PLR. Hmm? That as I told you, that it was like masters told me I have to interact. I took 6 months to make myself understand that yes, I have to do it. And then slowly that digestion was over, and I started interacting. And then within 2 or 3 months, we had to do 10 case studies, right? I could manage those case studies within 2 or 3 months. Then we had to give exam in June. Only then we are actually trained therapists, right? But what happened during that process? As I told you, masters had already told me you have to become a therapist and healer. I don't know. I got uh, masters messages during those processes of doing the case studies that Manjiri, you have to conduct a workshop. And our exam was in June. And then I decided to take a workshop in May. Right, Sanju? In May? In May.
Yes, indeed.
In May. And then I was in a fix that I'm not authorized to take a workshop yet. And now what to do? So there was a workshop, 2 day workshop in Mumbai, which Dr. Newton was saying. I said, let me ask masters. If they say yes, I will do it. If they say no, I won't do it. And then I went to Dr. Newton and I told him that I've got a message from master saying that you conduct a workshop in May. But I'm still not yet authorized. And for me also, I was like our left brain keeps on saying, no, logically that it's only 6 months old. My PLR baby is only 6 months old, and how can I become a teacher all of a sudden? So I was not convinced to teach myself. Okay, so I asked Dr. Newton about it. Then I was just, this is master. If he says, he's telling me, if masters have told you, who am I to say no? It was like I had tears in my eyes. My God, he's so authentic with himself, and uh, I don't know what to say. He trusts the master's words so much, and even I don't have that trust, but he trusts that if masters have said, she has to take it. And then I was like, okay, I'll take the workshops. And then from 2009 it started, and then I started teaching also within a year or so, and it has never
Yeah.
stopped. But I was like in tears that these are real masters. They don't say,
Yeah.
no, no, still 1 year is not over, you have not still given your exams, don't take this, you're not
Such
authorized to take this.
compassion.
So
Yeah.
yeah, actually means, and he created that trust within me, the first trust about masters. Yes, if masters have told you, you have to take it. And he just that was a very great act, which was then I did after that,
Wow.
after 2 years I did breathwork workshop. That was
Mm.
also a wonderful experience. And not in the workshop. In the workshop I had many experiences, but I'm
Yeah.
talking about the masters.
Mm.
I wanted to do the breathwork workshop because I'm into yoga and all that. So I said, let me do breathwork workshop. And I called up Sri Devi ma'am, and I told her I want to do breathwork workshop, but I want to ask you one thing, whether it will be okay for me to do it, because I am fearful of breathing. If every single breath I fear that this will be my last breath.
Mm.
It was very fearful, even normal breathing also. Forget about pranayam and all that. Even normal breathing
Ah.
was, I was fearful to breathe. And the sentence she said was, Manjiri, then this workshop is for you. Come.
Wow.
And she said it with such trust and such affirmation.
Conviction.
Yeah, that conviction. She said it with such conviction that I said, no, I have to
Wow.
go there. and, and in the first session itself, first session was, it was like the dynamic meditation, okay, which Osho takes, similar to that. It was not exactly dynamic meditation, and I have been doing dynamic meditation since my childhood, okay, but I have hardly complete even 10 minutes of it, and then I go to sleep, normally. And in Osho's camps it is allowed to sleep. Okay, so I used to sleep because I never used to be able to complete it. And in this workshop, it was the first time I completed 1 hour breathing session without any fear, without any fear. And I was like, oh, I can breathe. It's so nice. It's a nice feeling to breathe. My fear of breathing went away in the first session itself.
Wow.
As I told you earlier, I had hundreds of fears, from very big fears to small fears. And this was one of the big fears. And I never like to tell anybody till that day. After that fear went away, I have started telling people that I had such and such fear. Till that day, I've never told anybody, because I used to feel so
Mm.
shy. Nobody is afraid of breathing, and I'm afraid of breathing. So I used to feel shy to say this. But after it got over, I used to say this. And similarly, I told Dr. Newton that because I had a few issues, another few more fears. So I asked Dr. Newton, I want to take a personal healing from you during the during that 6 days. And then he said, okay, tomorrow we'll take one. Okay. And I was okay with it. And that same day, during the one breathwork session, where we connected, it was a rebirthing breathwork. eh, And I connected with Mother Earth and the birth of Mother Earth. Means it was not my
Wow.
birthing, and I connected with
Mm.
birth of Mother Earth from the what to say, the universe, how Earth came into being. And not, it was not a visual, but it was just the understanding which came inside me. And then in the last 10 minutes, when we met masters, again masters told me, Manjiri, no taking help of anybody. You have to heal yourself.
Wow.
And I went to Dr. Newton. I said, Dr. Newton, master told me not to take a healing from you. And he said, oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So you
Amazing.
can heal
Amazing.
yourself. It's great. Like, so actually, I went to say no to him. I'm not going to take a healing from you. It was like a rude thing, no, to tell a master that I had told you and now I'm not going to take from you. But he was saying, that's why I always feel he's so compassionate. Whatever you tell him, his compassion is overflowing.
Yeah.
And it was like I've learned a bit of compassion from him. Yet to open up my real flowers of compassion within. But now I know the trick, but not yet successful in doing it, applying it. But surely, one thing I would like to say that through the breathwork workshop and all these workshops which I had, family constellation workshop, self mastery workshop, one thing is for sure that I I was very rude and harsh initially, and actually that was one of the reasons I never used to like to talk to people, because every time I talk, my vani, my speech would be rude. Means it would sound rude. I was not rude in my mind, but I was not able to speak. And when I started speaking, that actually got healed automatically. And my
Wow.
subject of PhD being voice culture, I know what happened inside me, which nadis were opening up and all that. I cannot explain it much, but something which opened up, the nadis started opening up in all these processes, regression therapy for FC and breath work. Something started opening up in this Vishuddha chakra and heart chakra, and then voice started becoming uh, a bit mild. My rudeness started calming down. Means it's not calmed down totally. And as Jayashree said in the PLR workshop, I know Jayashree used to make jokes and all that, and I was the last person to make a joke. Okay, and I was the last person to smile also. And then now it's not so okay. Now I can smile. But it started opening up there, no? It started opening up there, and first time I started feeling in the PLF workshop that I need to smile, yeah, but I can't even smile. It's so, not that here it is not there, but here it doesn't come. Like from the Paravani to the Vaikhari, it doesn't flow well. So the nadis are blocked a lot. So I have to open up the nadis. And so then this flow started. And actually, every single session has opened up something. Every single session, a little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, and the flowers have opened. The blossom has started coming. In a self mastery, also, it was like uh, it was a very wonderful workshop, self mastery workshop, and I've yet to do inner child workshop.
Can
Actually,
you please? Uh,
because of this
ah,
lockdown, otherwise I was supposed to attend it in this June.
wow.
But because of lockdown, it was not possible. Because I
Yes, yes.
have not done that workshop yet. All other workshops I've done.
There is a right time, as masters always
Yeah,
say.
yeah, actually. So,
So, Manjari ji, can you also please share your soul coach experience, how you felt about
yeah,
it?
yeah, soul coach experience, the best, as Sanjeevani said, all other, that pyramid and all other things were actually wonderful. Every session was, what to say, something opening, some openings were happening inside, popping up. Uh, but the best part was, as she said, Seva Yoga. Okay, the Sharmadan we did. I was like, before attending SCTP. I'm a quite a broken person. Uh, all my bones are broken. Okay, so I was wondering how I'll be able to do Shramatan. What I can do. I won't be able to do Shramatan because I cannot raise my hand. I cannot turn back. I cannot do this. I cannot walk. I cannot do this. So many not doing things were there. But then like, first day I didn't try. Means I didn't dare to try. But then the second day I said I have to try. Okay, first day I did some small things in this Ramadan, but I said, Are, if I won't be able to dare here, where else can I dare to do things? Okay, if within
Yeah.
this group and with Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi and all this whole wonderful people, if I'm not able to get charged up, where else can I do this? So I said, let me dare to do it. Okay, so I took up the what to say the Bahubali team. What is that team? I
Yes,
forget the
yes.
I
That's
forget the
right,
actual
Bahubali
name.
team. Wow, you
Picking up
directly
the
jumped
stones.
into Bahubali team.
I said no. I'll do the hardest job for me. Okay.
Yeah.
So I said, let me see what I can do, and I picking up the stones. I said, okay, let me. I'll start with small stones, okay, and then I can go to big stones. But I don't know. As we were doing it, actually, and I was doing the cleansing. That every time I pick up a stone, I say I'm throwing away something from within me. Some stones within me, which are the nadis are blocked, the channels are blocked, and I'm removing some blocks within my own body. And I was doing that Ramadan in this way, a Seva Yoga actually. And I used to do that. And within, say, 10 to 15 minutes, I started lifting big stones, such big stones. It was like I was not believing in myself that I'm able to pick up such big stones, because I am not able to pick up even a small basket of 3 kilos also of vegetables at home. I give it to somebody else. Hardly 2 kilos I would be able to pick up. And there I was picking up. Sanjeevani was with me, and she's saying, "Manju, don't pick up that big stone." I'm saying, "No, I can pick up easily. It's no problem." And actually, I
Wow.
did. I was not feeling tired after that. As the Sanjeevani
Amazing.
rightly said, no, I was like, "Oh, I'm feeling so energetic after doing so much work." And
Yes.
then after that I continued with that for 3 4 days. That seva was actually the first 2 days we did this thing, I think, Goshala. That was also
Mm.
a great experience, Goshala, because the first day the Goshala was like lot of work. On the third and fourth day the work was not so much, but the first day it was like,
Yeah.
but I could do it. Otherwise, in the cow dung, I'll only see from far. I will not even touch it. But it was so easy to pick up. It was not. I didn't feel anything bad to pick up the cow dung. I don't know how it went on, but
Mm.
yeah, it was a great experience. The seva was it, because that was something which I felt it was impossible for me to do. And so that
Yes.
was the real meditation for me. Those 2 hours were the real meditation for me. And I think that made me uh, come out of my fears of doing work,
Mm.
fears of,
Amazing.
yeah, something opened up. And it opened up of heart chakra was happening. And opening up of
Beautiful.
compassion has started happening.
Mm. When we
And
serve selflessly, that is what happens. I guess that's what our
mm,
masters want
yeah,
for all of us.
actually, that SCTP first and second 10 days also. All the
Mm.
20 days were really great.
It is so amazing that you both have completed the program for 20 days because generally many, of course, more than half of the people do complete the program, but there are like one fourth of the people who do not get to complete the program, that they miss the opportunity of coming to the second semester, which is also very important. This is such a beautiful thing. You could make it. Were you feeling enthusiastic, or were you like, oh, I have to go back again, or how was
No,
it? Oh.
no, it was. I could have stayed for 5 more days also. It was no issues. Didn't feel
Amazing,
like going back. Didn't
amazing.
feel like going back. But just because we have booked tickets and all that, no, we have to come back.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Until the
beautiful.
last minute, till we went till to the station, uh,
Hmm.
the house was not in my mind at least. And
Yeah.
actually, it should have been. Not that I was not remembering it, but I was not worried
Hmm.
about anybody, even my
Hmm.
father, being 90 plus years old, and he was staying with me. And still, I was not worried about him. I said, no, no, masters will take care of him, no issues. I'm here, as, and masters will take care of him. Nothing will
Yes.
happen to him or something. And it was like,
Yeah.
because we both were not there. So
Hmm.
while going from here, coming to Vikarabad, it was like, my God, father will be okay, no? We both are not here. Means he never
Yeah.
says no to us. He never said no to us. No, no, you have to go to SCTP, you have to do all these
Mhm.
meditations and all that. That was
Wow.
different. But physically, because he was becoming weaker, we it was like
Yes,
with a
yes,
heavy
that's
heart we
mentioned.
moved. Okay, we both of us moved.
Yeah,
But once we
yeah,
were there, it was like it was very easy, even for Sanjeevani and even for me. And it was like nothing. God is taking care of him. We were uh, so much sure about it, that we were not worried about the house.
beautiful.
Actually,
Thank you, Manjiree ji. Thank you so much for sharing so beautifully. It was very nice. So now I request Jayashree also to please share. I know you have completed the first semester of Sokosh program, and it is so different from last year. How new, so many new things have been added, like no phone and silence day. How is the program totally?
Uh, the Shramadhanam part is not something new for me because basically I'm a very active person work wise. Easy for me to work. Physical work is something I don't shirk or I don't run away from. And I always say, my hands are that of a skilled person, because I can pick up things easily, easy for me to work. Like I have not been I'm a hands on person. So I like to work. I enjoy work. And
Jayashree, your video is stuck. Are you able to hear us? Hear me?
No, till JST is coming back, I would just like
Yeah,
to add about SCTP. Like I
yeah.
said, the difference in the uh, March and September semester, it was the like a proper equinox change. The change of atmosphere there totally. Especially the first part, every day what I enjoyed again, I forgot to mention it, was the sunrise. That
hello,
was,
hello.
yeah,
Hi.
she's back. Okay, let her
Hello.
continue.
Yeah,
Sure,
something
sure. Let her
happened. I,
continue.
Yeah.
I was, this is something maybe I manifested. I was thinking something will go wrong. So, so the net some coverage issue. Okay, so I was, sharing that I am a hands-on person, very active. So I have not faced issues in terms of Shramadhanam. It's very easy. Any department is easy. Hard work I like. If you make me sit, in silence, that is an issue. So the silence day was something I didn't enjoy much.
Yeah.
Not watching the mirror one day, that is all okay. I can be days together without watching the mirror. But
Mm.
not talking at all. Yes, because I'm very talkative. You know, Harika, how
And
talkative I am. Everybody knows.
everyone, everyone who knows Jayashree knows it.
Yeah, so I love to talk and I love to communicate from
Beautiful.
childhood. In
Yes.
fact, mummy would always tell me, that the first day of the school, children would cry. I was just, 2.75 years, I would say, not even full 3 years. And I was put in junior
Mm.
KG. And when I came back from school, my mummy asked, how was school? And I was like, itne sare bacche, so many children. So I'm one person who loves friends and, who communicates easily, who opens up easily. And there are
Yeah.
no inhibitions ever. For me, inhibitions are not there, no shyness, nothing. So, uh, the Soul Coach training program, I would say all the knowledge that was given to us, it was something which is, we maybe know it. So it was more of a reminder to us in many which ways. And it was, as if the innate knowledge which is within us, which is there, it is there in our, all of us, our blueprint of our souls. It came back to the surface. It is there in all of us. We all know it, because I
Yes.
think most of us, we are all, coming from the backgrounds where, our parents tell us many things, and it is very easy to connect whatever has been, the kind of, the depth in which the masters explained us. And on top of that, everything was a reminder that, okay, this is what our scriptures are all about. This is what the heritage, ancient heritage of our Hindu culture, it is so profoundly, so deeply explained. So this is something which, the way, the structure of the whole program, that was something very amazing, I would say, which is very properly. And then in the last, when they took the examination also, that part also I really liked. So it was not something which, you are not taking it lightly. You better, get involved in the process. It is involvement, your participation and involvement is there in the program. It is not just you are hearing and, okay, it is not a one way program. And there was interaction, there was, different masters were coming and teaching. That was also a very nice thing which I liked. They were changing the faces also, and the
Yeah.
kind of, teachings which were happening through different people, that was also very nice. um, uh, I think I overall, the whole schedule and, the way it was organized, I really liked it. I really appreciate. In fact, it was whosever work it is, whether it is Loknath or Dr. Newton or Rajshekhar or you for that matter, all of you, have put up the volunteers working 24 by 7, ensuring that everybody is comfortable, the food being prepared, on time, and everything was so beautiful. In fact, I would say the atmosphere, the Akshay Patram area, everything
Yeah.
was very heartening, I would say, very beautiful. And it was like I would want to relive it again and again and again and again. Given an
Amazing.
option, given a choice, yes, I would like to come and attend. I would like to come and see and experience. I came back and I told my sister, my mother-in-law, my friends, even my daughter, that we all should go together. We should be a whole jing bang together, and I would again like to experience it. Keep on learning, keep on listening to that
Yeah.
knowledge, so
Beautiful.
profoundly explained. And the structure, as I said, very beautifully structured, one after the other, the topics, the way it was taught, very beautiful. And every time the meditations were conducted, and the best was the 3 hours meditation which was conducted. I have never done a 3 hour meditation in my life. So that was something which was like, an eye opener for me, that I can sit through it, and the messages that came through, the whole process, very profound and very beautiful, very deep. It has touched every part of my being. Very beautiful messages. And everything I have written down, so I'm kind of waiting now to pass on and share this message, these sharings which I have learned with people. Hopefully, I should
Yeah.
start.
Yeah.
Even if it's online, I will share, so the more I share, I will again relearn it. I will remember it
Yes,
again.
yes. Beautiful. Thank you, Jayashree, for summarizing the whole program. It is so amazing. We actually felt like we've relived it just now, isn't it?
Yeah, in fact, you were one of the teachers over there. Hitesh, Shubhangi, Rajshekhar, Loknath, Dr. Newton, Dr. Lakshmi with her wonderful stories. All everything was so flowing energy. It was like wow energy for us, and it was
Yeah.
nice every time we were seeing different people coming and talking about things. The sharings happening. And even though the group was so big, we were, I think, 265 people together. But it was not something which was like, oh God, so many people, you're getting lost. It wasn't a feeling like that.
Mm, yeah.
Generally, if a group is beyond 50, it is
Mm.
something where, you don't connect. But this was something where beautiful connections happened.
So glad, so glad. Thank you. And the speciality of this Soul Coach transformational program is, of course, so many things, including Seva Yogam. And as Sanjeevani ji was reminding us, it's the sunrise and so many things. But also during the classes, the speciality is to have different trainers. Dr. Newton and Dr. Lakshmi, they always tell us, like the first time when they have launched this program in 2011, when they said, wow, new program, we are going to attend. They said, no, you are going to teach. And they're like, no, what will we teach? They said, see, we don't want people to cling on to gurus. We don't want to be the gurus that people
You are
cling
one of
on
the
to,
shining stars. You are one of the shining stars, Harika. Beautifully, you took up that session. So beautiful. I am
Oh,
so happy to
thank
see this
you.
flowering of you that has happened. Such a silent, quiet girl. And now you are, pulsating with a different energy. It is so nice to see you like this in this new avatar.
Thank you, Jayashree. It is total credit goes to the masters. So much. You have seen all of you, of course, Manjiri ji, Jayashree, and Sanjeevani ji have seen how I was. And only because the masters have told us, no, you have to go in the front, and we don't want to be the so-called gurus and blessing people and all of that. No, we want everyone to do this soul push transformational program. We want people to learn the subject, not cling on to the teacher. That is one thing I really love about this soul coach transformational program. And they keep changing, last
You
time
know,
this
Hari,
trainer has taught
Ha-
about this
Harika,
subject, this
one
time
thing I
it's
would
different. Yeah. Yes,
one thing I would
Sanjeev.
like to add is learn, like there are different 18 schools of wisdom. Okay, we learn all the different techniques, but what otherwise it is not just a theory, like
Mm,
every session has a practical aspect, some
yes.
process or some
Yeah, they
meditation,
make us literally
something
go through the
go through.
meditation.
Yeah, so that is what
Yes.
has an impact, just learning. Okay, I'm just reading what
It would
reading
become
books.
Mm,
boring.
It
It
would,
would
yeah.
become boring.
mm,
So the practical, as it may be a small 10 minutes process or a 1 hour long meditation, or like this time it was 3 hours, I don't know, that was something different.
mm.
But then,
Oh,
so
three
Yes.
these
hours,
things,
3 hours. Oh, I have not sat like this. And Dr. Newton said, even if you want to, move yourself, it is only move your feet. Don't break
Mm,
this, clasp of
uh,
the fingers, and don't open your
yes,
eyes. So it
yes.
was something which we experienced. I have not experienced something like this again. Oh, it was so beautiful.
Wow.
So beautiful.
Yeah. Yes.
I
Thank
have yet to do again
you.
a 3 hour. I have done, but not a 3 hour meditation. I was sitting for almost a week. I sat for 3 hours, but it was not, it was something more of a, okay, I have to do. So now I have said, if it comes to me, I will do it, not force.
Yeah, beautiful. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. It's so beautiful.
And it was on a full
And
moon night. It was on a Purnima.
Yeah, that is like real luck,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
Who gets an opportunity to meditate with the masters
Masters.
on a full moon at QLU? That is fantastic. Yes, yes.
I have always been lucky. Always.
Okay, can I say something?
Yes,
What
Manjari.
what I like of QLU is one thing which I have always loved, and what even yesterday the Dr. Newton was, when he was live, he was saying that only thing which never changes is change. The change has to happen. The change because it is a flow. Life is a flow. The change has to be there.
Mm,
So right from it was Life Research Academy, it has changed to Quantum Life Research. Okay, it was a flow, and I'm because I have
yeah.
uh, done so many, repeated so many workshops. I know that one workshop is not same like the other. So if I do it the next time, I get to
Mm,
know something different. Like it
yes.
3 hours meditation, it is different than the last SCTP. Okay, and
Yeah.
so every time it is different. Even the SCTP first semester and SCTP second semester, it was different. So that difference, we have to go with the flow of the difference. Also, we cannot stick to one style. And this is one thing I love of Quantum Life University. We don't stick to syllabuses.
I think the
Yeah.
seekers, the seekers are the people who decide the flow of the workshops. We who go
Mm,
to learn, that energy, it depends on that and group's energy, which defines, the flow of the workshop, the structure of the workshop. So the masters accordingly change and, I think give that to us, what we need the most.
yes. Yeah. So true, so true. Thank you. It is beautiful. Now, let's all meditate, not for 3 hours, of course, only for like 5 minutes, or 5 to 7 minutes, maybe. Thank you
So
so
you're going
much
to
for
guide
this.
us?
Yeah, I will be guiding only simple Anapanasati meditation. All these beautiful messages that you guys have shared, all of you, are going to be helpful to everyone who's watching this session. So, friends, let us all integrate today's messages again and sit in silence. As you may already know, for some of you who don't know, I will explain the process. Sit in a comfortable posture. You may sit in a chair. Just keep your legs crossed, clasp your fingers like this, and close your eyes. Simply be with your breath. Normal, natural breathing. Be with it. Be aware of your in breath. Be aware of your out breath. Let us pause every activity of the mind. There's nothing to think about. There's nothing to do in this moment. Let's just be. The mind may tell you you've got some important things to do. Don't be deceived by it. Just come back to your breath and feel the inflow and outflow of the breath. The next 5 minutes, just simply be here and present in this moment as we integrate all the messages that we have learned from this beautiful experiences of our Sangha. Life is right here in this moment, not in the past, not in the future. Just feel it right now. Feel it your breath. Last 1 minute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Now, whenever you're ready, you can place your palms on your eyes, touching your eyelids with the fingertips, removing your palms, slowly open your eyes. Beautiful smile. Thank you so much, friends, for being
Thank
here
you.
today.
Yes,
Thanks,
thank you.
thank
Thank
you,
you so much.
Sanjeevani ji. Thank you, Manjiree ji. Thank you,
Thank you.
Jayashree. And to
It was
all the
very
Thank
good.
you.
viewers, it
Thank
is
you.
such an
Thank you. Thank you
amazing
so much.
session. We have learned
Yeah,
so
yeah.
much, so much, and still there's so much to learn.
Yes.
But yes, I am sure all our friends will this time come here to experience and learn directly from the masters and to meet all of us. They may have great,
Mm,
amazing opportunities. So, friends, please be in touch. We have our contact numbers displayed over here. And thank you for all those who have commented, all of you viewers, whoever. There are some of our friends who are watching these series regularly, and I acknowledge each one of you from all this entire Sangha of QLU. Kumari ji, Anil ji, Anjali ji, Bhagwati Garu, Nirmal ji, Shobha and Mahesh, Madhura, Vibha ji, Tanuja, Vanga V. Rao, and Karuna ji, Kiran ji, hello, Abdul ji, Jaya ji, Venkatramaya garu, Ramurthy garu, Uddhav ji watches all the episodes. Yes, most of them actually do. But and Anjali ji, Meena ji, and Bhavna. So wonderful to see all of you. We recognize most of you, and we are so happy that you are taking this wisdom regularly and sharing it with all your friends. We look forward to seeing you all after the lockdown at QLU. Thank
Yes,
you
sure.
so
Yes, of
much.
course. Thank you.
So please be back
and
again tomorrow. Yes,
all who are
yes.
watching, please donate generously for
Yes.
QLU.
Yes. Yes. I second.
Yes, that's beautiful. Thank you for mentioning that. Yes, friends, you are most welcome to contribute to all these free courses that we are offering online and offline. So please feel free to log on to our website. And tomorrow we have our master with us at 5 o'clock, so don't miss the chance to see him
Yes, of
again.
course.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you.
so
Thank
much.
Thank
you.
you,
And
man.
Bye bye.
my our
Bye bye.
deepest gratitude to our masters, Brahmarshi Chakravarti Dr. Newton Kondaviti and Brahmavid Varisha Dr. Lakshmi Newton. Thanks to both of them that we are all being able to
And the whole
learn
team.
so much.
Thank
And
And the
you.
whole
whole
team,
team.
thank
Your whole
you.
team.
Thank you. And
Thank you.
to entire Sangha.
Yes, entire
See
Sangha.
you again. Bye bye.
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 Bye bye.
Bye.